Hey guys, it's me, uh, bringing you more content. Ain't she opinionated, but I'm just here to share some things that I think everybody can use. The reason why I started a YouTube channel was because I think it's healing. I think that it holds you accountable for the things that you want to do. So if you make a promise to somebody else, then you are more apt to do it than just, setting goals for yourself. But if you tell them to somebody else, sometimes it'll help you with that. So I started a YouTube channel because I talk a lot and I have a lot to say. And it could be of value to some people. Take the good and throw out the bad. Take what you can use and do away what you can't. But anybody who knows me knows that I love helping people, and that's just who I am. And a lot of that comes from me wanting to encourage people because I have experienced a lot of things that have taught me life lessons that has shaped me into being all right. I'm all right. But I want to talk about relationships. I want to talk about, and not just relationships, intimate relationships, familiar relationships, friendship. Everything can be taxing. Life is ever changing. And what we have to do is learn how to uh, change with time and try to become the best we can be. And um, I think that everybody could benefit from starting YouTube. I was raised that you always keep things inside and you don't share anything. But throughout my life, the more I shared, the more I got help from maybe experiences, experiences that other people have gone through. You know, um, you never know who can help you. You never know who's been there. You never know, somebody can tell you something and you like, you know what? I never thought of it that way. I'm going to try it that way, or I'm going to look at it that way. And even if you maybe just record it for yourself and just to get what's inside of you out, could be healing. It's I'm into talking and expressing and getting in tune with my truth and my hurt, my everything that I feel on the inside. I don't mind sharing it. And it could be a turn off to people and can be healing to others. But I'm just Gina. I'm just being me. And that's all I can do is be me. That's all I want to do. As I grow, I won't have it any other way. So I encourage you to get in tune with what your truth is and um, talk about it. Talk about the things that have held you down and held you back or weighed heavy in your heart. Share. It's rough going around carrying things that really bother you, especially when it affects other people. So the things that we've experienced can have a adverse effect on our children, on our marriages, all our relationships. You know, so talk about it, write about it, um, share, get a support group. You know, I've experienced a lot of everything, and I want to share. I want to talk about it. I want to see what other people have in common with me. I have a nonprofit organization called Hey Sister, helping elevate you, sister. HeySister.org. And to me, it's all about elevation. It's all about helping myself while I help others to, you know, be better at living, because life gets rough and it gets hard, and it's time to learn how to create our own peace and learn how to set our own boundaries, learn how to uh, depend on ourselves with the things that we need, and not so much depending on other people. Having a faith that gets stronger in time, and that we allow God to come in and help us instead of us trying to help God. And what I mean by that is tailoring our lives, saying out loud what we want our lives to be, and not allowing God to have control because we want things a certain way. Well, we do have freedom to do what we want to do. Free will is our God given right. But the dangers of free will is when you ask God for something and then you want to kind of orchestrate how He gives it to you, or not even recognizing it for what it is. You ask for something and then it's not what you want. It's not what you want. So you ask God, for example, you ask God to reveal to you uh, people that are not good for you. And then once the revelation comes, you're like, oh no, not Lord, not them. You know what I mean? Like, I need to keep them. But time and time again, God has shown you that certain people just don't belong in your life, and we want to keep them there. So practicing free will is saying, God, help me. And then when He helps you, you want to help Him out by telling Him, well, not that, not this. And it just doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. So if you pray for something, it may go in directions that you could never even fathom. You can lose some people and things, be uprooted and placed in a different place. Just not knowing like how it's gonna go, but that blind faith and saying, "Well, Father, I love you, and I know you love me, so I trust you." And I always tell people who depend on me, because I'm a dependable person. I always tell them, you have to trust God more than you trust me. So if you're out and you have a flat tire, people know that if they call me, I'm coming. But God is more dependable than me. So you got to trust God. Like that trust that you know that that person that you can depend on will be there. God is more dependable than them. And that's the truth. You just have to uh, believe. A lot of times we get caught up in uh, the words of belief. And what I mean by that is we get caught up in letting other people know how much we believe in God. You know, we want to talk about it, but you better show them better than you can tell them. And what I mean by that is that you have to trust God in a way that it's not coming out your mouth, it's showing in you. It's showing in you. Talking about it is nothing. And we all fall short with that solid faith. but it's something that we can practice and get better with at all occurrences in our lives. We have to remind it. I call it copying and pasting God there. So when things come along, you have to remember God and place them right there in your life for that situation that you're experiencing. You know, it's necessary. We have to. Uh, the Bible says, "Be still and know that I am God." Be still. Don't move. Do what you have to do. You ask for it, but God answer you. Life is rough, but you gotta live it. You want to live it. It's gifted to you. You make it what you want it. Set up a belief system. Set up a belief system that is strong. And I'm telling you, even the harshest things in life, you can get through if you just trust God, right? Life ain't easy, and I can tell you that. I know that for sure. That um, I've been through. People think 2020 has been a year where I trust and believe. 2017 up until 2020 has been a walk in a park compared to what I've been through since 2017. In August 2017, uh, I had some bad abdominal pain. That September, the next month, I was diagnosed with gynecologic cancer, endometrial stromal sarcoma, which is akin to ovarian cancer, uterine cancer. And so from September 18 and through February, I'm sorry, September 17 through February 18, uh, I had to undergo chemotherapy. And anybody who's a survivor or who's known somebody who's had to get chemo treatment know how hard that is. But this was so devastating because I had to have chemo 5 days a week, every month for 5 days. So I went to the hospital on a Monday morning, starting September 17th. I didn't come out till Friday. So I was getting like 100+ hours of chemo um, a week for 5 days straight for 5 months. And that was just, I mean, I have to talk about that one experience in another vlog, but that was rough. And then in April, after my last chemo, in April, I have 5 sons. Well, I have, I born 5, and uh, I have 4 living. Um, but my middle son, an attempted robbery on him left him shot 8 times in like his most vital areas, his temple behind his ear, by his spine, his temple. And God is so good because I mean, the nurses that visited him were so filled with emotion because he survived it, and uh, today is fine. I saw him the other day, and I'm like, boy, God just had you because he's just walking around normal, can run, sprint, and everything. So he was shot 8 times, but after that, he had to have a peg, which is a feeding tube in his stomach. Now, this is a month after my chemo ended. He had a peg in his stomach. His mouth was wired shut. He had a trach. Okay, and I'll show you guys him now, but he is fine by the grace of God. He is just fine. But he had that feeding tube, and I took care of him naturally. And a friend of mine had lost a son, and through a car accident. And I remember it. It was on my mind, and but I was fixing my son. Everything that had to go through his tube, had to be pureed. So, but just to make sure that he was getting his nutrients and stuff, because he was taking it, ensure the drink, the drink that makes helps you get what you're lacking in vitamins. So he had that, but he also liked potatoes. So it was April 25th, 2018, to be exact. I was pureeing him some potatoes. So I had uh, put the potatoes, I boiled them on the stove top, and but then once that I mashed them, they still weren't, uh, thin enough. So I was pureed them. I put the potatoes in the magic bullet, the mixer, and I put the potatoes in there to puree them. And while I was doing that, I remember vividly thinking about my friend who had lost his son, and just in prayer for him at that time. So once I was taking the top off the magic bullet, I just heard a pop. That pop, I could not. It was just a pop, and then I just felt my whole face like just heat, all just heat over my face. And I, I remember running upstairs. My husband was uh, watching TV in our bedroom. He was sitting on the couch, and I ran to him. I was just in tears. I was just in tears. And so he didn't even really know. I'm trying to explain to him through my crying, like what happened, you know. And I, so we had gone in the bathroom, and he was putting cold water on my face and everything. And my skin was fall. It was just peeling off. I'm going to show you all some pictures of that. I think there's a video that I have, a little short video I have of my face when I was burned, and but that skin was coming off. So he said, I had to take you to the emergency room. So we went to the emergency room, and when we got there, I was explaining to the triage nurse, or was it the intake nurse, intake clerk, what was happening. I don't remember who she was. Anyway, but I was so emotional that she became emotional, and she started crying, and I'm crying, and they got me in the took me to a back room, and they gave me a tetanus shot, and the ER doctor resident that was Carl came in and she touched my hand on the bed. And she said to me, she said, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're going to have mild disfigurement. And they wanted me to go to the burn center like the next day. And I don't think I was too caught up or worried about I don't know. It didn't, when she said I was going to have mild disfigurement, I didn't even really think about it too much. But I remember her saying it. And then, so I got home after that, and I, uh, I created a salve, so to speak, with some things some products I had at home, and uh, well, look at me now. No, this is me. No mild disfigurement. My skin is clear. Um, so I'll share with you all about that product later. But like I said, there is a video, my second video, I believe, or an ad I did for my cream, because I have a skincare line now because that burn, post chemo and menopause does a doozy on your skin. So I have a skincare line that to help women who have experienced some of the things that I experienced. Yeah, so anyway, so that was what happened there in 2017/18. My son is okay now. And then we had, uh, during that time, I couldn't, keep my business. I had my transcription business that I just couldn't work at the time that I was getting chemo. I was down. And like I said, I'll do a whole new vlog about that whole ordeal with the cancer diagnosis and the chemo. And we ended up uh, that same year, 2018, November, walking away from our house that we bought. And it was tough, but it was necessary because we just couldn't keep it anymore. The taxes were sky high, and I just wasn't um, able to help out in that way. And then, it was just a rough time. Then, so we rented a house in a neighboring city from where our house was. So we rented a really, really nice house. And then August of 2019 uh, was the worst I've ever experienced in a lifetime. After I had attended with my son a birthday dinner, two of my sons were there, and I had to do another vlog about this whole ordeal. But long story short, my two sons were involved in a car accident, and my baby, my baby, 23 years old, was killed in that car accident. He was driving and fell asleep behind the wheel, and he and his brother was asleep, and then he fell asleep, and they careened. As I read in the article, the car careened into a tree. So I lost my baby boy August 2019. So let me say something to you. Compared to that, 2020 has been nothing to me. It's been a time for me to I'm still, I'm getting used to forever getting used to the idea that my child isn't here. So that is something that that's something that will never. It's changed me in ways that has made me stronger in my weakness. You know, because what I know now is that I will never ever take a backseat to anything because, first of all, if I had to deal with losing my child, there's nothing else that can affect me other than loss of loved ones. So, what I'm trying to say is that nothing is really that important. So, I learned how to let go of nouns. Okay? I learned to let go of nouns, people, places, and things. Okay? And that's what we all need to do. Now, learn how to let go of nouns, people, places, and things. I advocate for me. You hear people say, well, she don't play about her daughter. She don't play. I don't play about me. I protect me. I advocate for me. And that is a lot of reason why I want to start a YouTube. So I can express these hurts and that I've had to experience, and express how strong I've become because of those things, and how weirdly enough that I've never had this much peace in my life because of those travesties. Because of those travesties, I can live easier, breathe easier. It's really important to me to be able to share with people. And if I can be of help because of what I've gone through to somebody else, that's why I'm on YouTube. That's why I started Hey Sister. And I know that God is taking me through some things, with whether they good, bad, indifferent, hard, because I asked Him to use me. So when you ask God to use you, I say, God, shape and mold me to the person that you need me to be. That means I had to go through some things. Wow. I had to go through some things because I asked God to use me. How could I help anybody if I haven't been through anything? I'm going to tell you something. Books don't mean nothing if you have no life experience. You got to have life experience. So if you're a person who has gone through something, if you're a person who needs to share something, write a book or start a YouTube, but get it off of you. I'm going to get it off of me, and I'm going to use this venue. I'm going to use YouTube. I got 6 subscribers now. I don't know how. However it grows to, I want to be there for what I feel that God has in store for me, and that's to help people. So I hope you enjoy the videos that I have coming. This was not easy for me doing this YouTube, um, but I know that the more I do it, the better I'll become. So I promise you to bring me. I'm going to be me, and I'm going to start that today. So I'll come and talk to you guys as much as I can about things that I feel that God put on my heart to share. And like I said, take the good and use it and take if it don't fit, don't force it. If you can't use it, throw it out. Okay? Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. It's Gina, just being me.